So hi everybody, welcome to a very, very special edition of Lightning TV, and I'm really, really happy to say that with me today I've got the new head coach of Milton Keynes Lightning, Doug McKay. Doug, first of all, welcome to Lightning.
Thank you, Chris, very much. Nice to see you and Philip.
So you've been around, you've been in the country for a little while, been doing a little bit of your homework, if you like, because you're already familiar with the Elite League. You've been travelling around a fair bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've had an opportunity to go to different rinks, see different teams. The level's spectacular. I mean, it's a big league. Skill, speed. The big arena teams are, just spectacular teams. So we've got our work cut out a little bit to recruit and build a competitive team here. But I'm very, very impressed with the level, the coaching, the managing. It's I have a lot of respect for the league, the players, and the managers, and ownership, of course.
So that was one of my questions. Obviously, you're dealing with Monica and Graham. So when you originally got the call and started discussions with those, how easy a decision was it to actually come over here and join Lightning?
Well, it was pretty casual. We just started talking and sort of looked at where they were organizationally and where they wanted to go, and it was just sort of very informal. And then we got a little more detail and structured, but I found it really, really a wonderful opportunity. There's 12 teams in the Elite League. To be one of the coaches and managers, I think I'm very thankful, very respectful. I think it's a great opportunity. They've been in the 1 year now. I think the upside is unlimited. I think the opportunity is unlimited. The creativity is unlimited, and I really welcome the opportunity to put some structure in place, some planning, and I think, like I say, I'm really looking forward to next year.
So we were talking before we started recording. You obviously looked at a few of the live streams of Lightning games and things like that. So you've got some familiarity with the club already. And what sort of things stand out for you about Milton Keynes Lightning?
Well, I like I said, Graham and Monica set me up. So when I was in Italy is where I live. Of course, in the summer in Canada. I had 3 or 4, maybe 5 times I watched the live stream and caught up with you, Chris, but I was really taken by the fans. I mean, they're spectacular, and I didn't know that at the time. I knew they were loud, I knew they were positive, I knew they were really supportive. I mean, just a great, spectacular fan base. And then as I traveled around to the different rinks, I mean, the atmosphere in your arena, the fans, the whole evening, it's just spectacular. And that's all from the live streaming, and I got a good vibe, a good feel, and of course it's correct.
Brilliant. And obviously the building for next year's team has already started, because James Griffin has signed his 1-year extension. With regard, obviously the Elite League is quite import heavy from our point of view, but obviously Brits are important. So on your travels around, I mean, I'm not going to ask you to name any names that you've been looking at, but Brits are going to be the absolute core of the team, aren't they?
Chris, I just think in my limited time here, you look at the big teams, and I mean, we're not going to be so lucky to get the dominant Brits that those teams have. I mean, they're as good or better than imports in the league. There's no question. But I think with the schedule, the size of the players, the demanding, the way the teams play, we've got to increase the number of Brits. We've got to have some depth from the Brits, and that they have to be able to play roles that, not just when you have injuries, that they can step in and play. They have to be part of the team and be able to contribute on a weekly basis. So it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of teams in our range that are looking for good young Brits, and hopefully we can land a few that would give us some depth, but also be able to contribute. I mean, I really think it's very, very important to increase the number of Brits we have and the role and responsibility that they have.
That's absolutely brilliant, and that'll be refreshing to to hear for the Lightning fans, obviously. And moving on to the style of play, I mean, every single team and every single coach, if you like, has their own style of team. So, day one, when a team hits the ice, whatever team that however that may look, what is a Doug McKay team going to look like? What style of hockey can we expect?
I mean, Chris, I think from step one is how they compete. I think we'll try to put a competitive team on the ice. Like you say, as we get into the recruiting process, of course we want an exciting team for the fans. Of course we want, a nice brand of hockey. I think to be competitive is all we can ask when we recruit. As the players form a team, I think, again, we want speed, skill, character, work ethic. But the 11 other coaches and managers, they're going to say the same thing. So it just comes down to how the group is going to compete. They're going to be tired. They're going to be injured. I'm not making excuses. They're going to be sick. We're going to play shorthanded. We could go, the truth, weeks without winning. Weeks can mean 4 or 6 games. It's just the league is so good and so competitive. I think depth would be something that we really, really have to strive for. And I think also, Chris, it would involve, I met your young coach, Lewis Clifford, and I think the development of those players, I think would play a key role too in us moving forward, that as a group, we can start identifying, working with younger players and realize their potential. So to pinpoint it, Chris, I can't really say, every coach is going to say the same thing, but I'm really adamant that I'd like a team that even when everything goes against us, they compete. They really try to put their best foot forward for themselves, the team, for Graham and Monica, and the fans. It's just so important that they feel, wow, we were thrilled tonight. Win or lose, the team really tried hard, and that's what I'm looking for.
Certainly can't ask for any more than that. So you're also going to be taking responsibility for the front of house, if you like, the off-ice operations, and that's something that's always been around Milton Keynes Lightning, certainly in Milton Keynes, around this sort of family feel of the club and bits and pieces like that. How important is that to you, that overall role as well?
Very important, Chris. I'm just starting to meet, I've met Sarah, I've met Tom that's involved in the operations. Sarah, I think, has tremendous potential and has done very well in the marketing, promotion, sponsorship. I'm very impressed with that side. I've had a chance to meet you and Philip. And I think if everyone has structure and roles and a little bit responsibility, I think the team gains, but I think the fans in the end just have a wonderful experience. And I think to put this product on the ice with 2 months notice, 2.5 months notice is spectacular from everyone involved, everyone.
Brilliant. Well, Doug, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you. So don't forget, everybody, it's going to be the start of the season. We're going to our pre-season in August, of course. We'll find out the fixtures later on during the summer. But keep your eye out for all the news and everything happening on the Milton Keynes Lightning website, and we'll be popping up every now and again with signings, all the big news and everything else. Season tickets for next season, of course, are still available for this new look Lightning side. But for now, Doug, thanks so much, and welcome once again to Milton Keynes Lightning.
Thank you, Chris. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.